In amazing news, I forgot that there's a stream delay. Hello, hello. Welcome. Oh, there we go. Now it's caught up. Hello, hello. Welcome all thee who enter. Now, in case you haven't been caught up, Magpie Games released a quick start to Rapscallion. Now, what is Rapscallion? Well, it is this. And I feel like this came out of nowhere. I'm doing Google search right now to see if there's any news. Oh, wow. I'm apparently stupid. Nautical steampunk or blah blah blah. The pirate. The ash can. Okay, so apparently I'm really dumb because this was announced. I'm seeing a news article from September 27th that announced Rapscallion as being a thing. So apparently I'm very dumb, but I feel like this came out of nowhere. We gotta do more. Let's see here. Bro, 2020? When did they first announce this? An actual play from 3 years ago? Okay, wait, hold up. Am I being bamboozled or shit? This just came out, right? Like this quick start just dropped. Bro, that's so hilariously embarrassing if it's true. Okay. It came out like March 7th, right? The ash can. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. I might as well read it out. Rapscallion is a tabletop role playing game in which you play a rambunctious crew of pirate. Oh, wait. LOL, I'm dumb. Rapscallion is a tabletop role-playing game in which you play a rambunctious crew of pirates testing their luck against the unpredictable winds of fate. During the game, you'll take on the role of a ragtag crew of pirates. You can't say that you trust them completely, but at a moment's notice, they're ready to sail through monster-infested waters or scale a corrupt noble's castle walls. So I kind of like, just from this quick overview, the you can't say that you trust them completely has cartel vibes. And out of all of the tabletop role playing games that I've played, Cartel is definitely like the most just chaotic, just because the amount of PvP that was present. I played 2 sessions of this game with all of my little douchebag friends, and the amount of just absolute just chaotic PvP, it was ridiculous, but it was great. If you're a fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, Sinbad, okay, or Princess Bride, then you will love Rapscallion. When? Okay, a new and free Rapscallion quick start. This new pirate. What is an ash can? Ash can edition games. Oh, looking to play and preview new games. Our ash cans are works in progress. Oh, okay, so it's like a beta. That makes sense. So March 9th, 2023 is when they dropped the quick start. So I'm not crazy, even though there have been articles about this game going back 3 years ago. But what the fuck? Okay, so the quick start dropped 2023 to get you into it, but the game actually dropped in 2019. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, this is doesn't really matter. Fact of the matter is, the quick start just dropped, so let's take a look at it. Rapscallion quick start. This quick start is a bare bones yarhar indeed. This quick start is a bare bones preview of the Rapscallion RPG. If you want to run a few sessions of Rapscallion, this has everything you need: 6 of the game's playbooks, 2 of its ships playbooks, all of its basics moves, how to deal with harm, trouble, and bond ship moves and rules, downtime moves, and how to use them, and guidelines to running play. These rules aren't yet set in stone. There still might be changes coming based on your feedback and play tests. I don't know if we're raiding the Queen's Treasury. That's a great question. Anyways, let's be pirates. You best be equipped to use this, blah, blah, if you're already chummy with Powered by the Apocalypse, which I am. If you've played any of the RPG under that umbrella, which I am, I need to check these out. I definitely need to check out Apocalypse World, since it's like the granddaddy of them all. All right, some credit. Let's, as someone who works in a job that gets credits. Hey, buddy, just here for a minute, but you're awesome. Oh, thanks, Dadscaper. Appreciate it. Whistler, don't know who that is. Brendan Conway and Mark Diaz Truman, who did, I believe, Masks and... They did Masks and Cartel. I think Mark Diaz Truman did Cartel. Marissa Kelly, Valerie Osborne, Thomas Deeney, Miguel Angel Espinoza, Mark Diaz Truman, and Catherine Fackel. Look, I get tickled when people mention my name in the credits. So it is PbtA 76 Titan. It is a pirate PbtA game that has apparently been out for like 4 years, but they just dropped the quick start. It's one of their Ashcan games, so it's like under development. It's like beta testing. Anyway, the crew. You're a crew of dastardly pirates. Okay, 6 types of pirates called playbooks. Dude, okay, I know there's like a 2-second delay, but this art does fuck. Like hardcore. I'm just gonna sit here just to admire it. Okay. This art's also pretty cool. Anyway. I skipped past this bit. It's a typical role-playing game about pirates, blah, 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 blah. Magical Sea. You play as a roguish pirate crew. Your goal to have adventures, find treasure, and get into trouble, and hopefully out again. This game is about adventure. You're beset on all sides by Navy ships, bounty hunters, and rival scallywags. Below, you've got a dirty trick up your sleeve and lady luck on your side. Plunder and parlay, gamble and laugh, piss off a god. Okay. Play to find out if you live to tell the tale. Use modular world, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to throw on some backing tunes, by the way, because it is kind of awkwardly quiet. Let me know if that's too loud. Shouldn't be. Oh, it's going to be way too loud. No, wait, no, it's not. Okay. Anyway. So. Sorry, I'm just mixing audio live on the fly. TV, baby. Okay. So, Rapscallion uses a modular world. Every game will look a little different, and your adventure will take place in a great sea that has never been seen before. Love that. Later in this quick start, you'll learn how to create your very own map of that sea together. Page 10. Does Odysseus piss off? Oh yeah, Odysseus pisses off Poseidon. I'm dumb. Let's just skip ahead to creating a map. I'm just curious. I feel like I'm missing context. I'm missing context. Okay, we'll start drawing a map when we get there. Okay. The crew. So you're a crew of dastardly pirates, blah, 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 blah. 6 playbooks. Very cool. A crew with 1,000 enemies and dubious... The only dubious friends you have are each other. That's so classic. One player on your crew takes on a special role, that of the Fates. If you are the Fates, you act as the seas, the winds, the world. Oh, okay, so it's the GM. Alright. But is this a game where the GM has a character? Because unless they're just being, you know, flavorful by saying one player of your crew. I'm pretty sure that's the case. There are the forces of law. These are the forces that are land-dwelling, corrupt, and cruel. They hoard wealth, land, and power. Your group gets to decide how depraved the law can be. Sounds a whole lot like... Oh, wait, shit. A whole lot like... One Piece! Anyway. If your world has colonialism, they are the colonists. If your world has slavery, they are slavers. In the face of this monotonous evil, piracy is violent, wild, and most of all, free. On the edge of law's eye line. Blah, 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 blah. Humans live in the world with laws, toiling under the thumbs of the powerful. Perhaps you were one of them once. The world without laws. Dude, so I've only seen 14 episodes of One Piece. But yeah, I'm blanking on that character's name, but he's awesome. His voice actor in the dub is the same one that I want to say voices Irvin from Attack on Titan and the dude with glasses in My Hero, I think. Anyway. Seas are the canvas for your adventure. Bro, this is literally... Okay, but like, for real, though, this is literally One Piece. Past the margins of the map are stranger, more dangerous seas. Here, legends blend with reality, and every superstition has a grain of truth to it. Marginalia. Ah. Death is a force and entity that lurks beneath the sea. When it comes to collect, you can attempt to make a deal with it. Be warned, it is not known to be lenient. Death is the domain of curses and ghosts and sirens. So when's the playtests vid / post game review of this dropping? I don't know. So I gotta play it first. But that would be pretty sick. It's definitely one on my radar. In terms of games that I want to play. But if I get the opportunity, I'd rather do Kids on Brooms. I'd rather do Flying Circus. I'm about to get my second ever YouTube check, which I'm spending that on Flying Circus. So yeah, that's currently in my priorities. It looks cool though so far. I mean, we're literally 3 pages. I have gone farther in this stream than I have previously. Like, I downloaded the quick start guide and then I just haven't looked at it at all. So we are looking at this with fresh eyes. Okay, the sea in the sky are the domain of the fate, the luck, and the prophecy. The stars will always guide you wherever you truly just... Okay, cool. Okay, I don't know if this is the possible COVID. By the way, I have COVID. But books must be made with good permanent ink by a true wordsmith to become magical. Such a book will transport you, invigorate you, hypnotize you, trap you, or curse you. If you put too much of yourself in them, books can take on a life of their own. This is how a genie is born. I feel like I'm reading that, but I'm not like comprehending what that's saying. Interesting. The further away from law that you sail, the more the world becomes alchemy, which makes humans who live in the world without laws look very strange indeed. That includes you. You can be a cyclops, a siren, a selkie. You could be cursed. You could be touched by the gods. A liar's tongue will turn black, and those who kill leviathans stain their hands forever. Well, the writing is very poetic. Pretty cool. Okay. Let's make a pirate crew together. Now we're getting into the real juice and the meat and potatoes. This section will not only go through character creation, blah, 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 and your pirate ship. Heyo. So don't do it alone. That's why we're streaming this. Set boundaries on your experience. Books become sentient if you're too... I mean, isn't that just, like, true of, like, the real world, bro? Like, if you write, like, a good enough piece of work, like, it basically takes on a, life of its own, and then people can make their own interpretations of it. It's basically like a living document. You know what I mean? Like, whoa. Yeah. Sick. Okay. What's your blah, 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 paper, okay, just normal. And snacks. Finally, a world map, a large piece of paper that you put in the center of the table where everyone can see it. The fates will show you what's on it. Right now, it'll just be a few islands and some notable locations, but you'll add to it throughout character creation. Magpie. Where are my sunglasses? I don't know. Oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah. They stole some from Perilous Wilds. It might be because that's what Perilous Wilds kind of tells you to do. Okay, but before you touch the tail, words have power, even in our world where books can't kill you. And using these words thoughtlessly. Why are the seas here? This is a game about a fictional ocean unrelated to snacks. Unrelated to our world, where words are like Ginny, mountain break, and chunk are simply shorthand for cultural concepts, not references to real things. Or is this game perhaps set in a mythological corner of our real oceans in the long distant past or future? What tone does this game have? This is just classic zero session stuff. The story's genre. Okay, I'm curious as to what subgenres they have. Of the two opposing forces, law and without laws, do you want to be the focus in your game? If the law are dominant, they become the terrible, monotonous enemy, bending the seas to their whims, and pirates are ferocious underdogs nipping at their heels. If the world without laws is in charge, then the world is wild, mysterious, and mythical, with many competing factions at each other's throats. Okay, right. So, I mean, both will theoretically be in your game, but you can pick which one to focus on. I would probably be more focused on the world with laws, just because I typically find that to be a little bit more interesting, because I'm actually like really boring and have no imagination whatsoever. Okay, let's get to the good shit. Okay, now we're on the good shit. Agree on a ship. The pirate ship is the cornerstone of this story. It's only constant. Your pirate might die, commit mutiny, or take the coward's route and run. If they do, they will exit the story, because the story doesn't follow those who abandoned ship and its crew. Your story focuses on the ship and the pirates who crew it. Kind of cool. Okay. There are 2 ship playbooks listed in this quick start, and you should decide which one appeals to your crew the most. I know I'm literally just reading this, but what the fuck else am I gonna do? The legend. The famous pirate ship may be old, but it is the Black Pearl. Pick the ship if you want to be dashing, important, and established. Expect to have the eyes of the law and criminals alike trained on you from the get-go. You're set up to be the most famous pirates out there. Don't pick this shit if you... shit. Whatever. Or the Ramshackle. Dude, you gotta go with the Ramshackle here. Oh. Well, I thank you, Chucky. I'm curious. Ship playbooks. Does this have... Okay, it's just those 2. We'll look at those in a sec. I mean, you gotta go with the Ramshackle, though, between these 2 ships. Chucky, you joined us where we've made it 4 pages. The very first thing that you have to decide on for this game is deciding on which ship. And in the quick start, you can either pick the Legend, aka the Black Pearl, or the Ramshackle, which, like, is one piece. Honestly, so far this game is just one piece. But if you go with the Black Pearl over... If you pick the Black Pearl over the Going Merry, then you're trash. Skyjacks. Oh. Skyjacks, the one-shot podcast. Oh, that looks sick. Okay, well... Fuck you, Dadscaper. Now I have to check that out. Okay, pick a playbook. Let's go. 6 character playbooks in it. Each playbook has type blah, 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 blah. Okay, the captain. Me. You've got a commanding air of a general, the tongue of a snake oil salesman, or... Wait, what's SOT? Why am I blank? I feel like you're going to tell me what SOT is, and I'm just going to be like, bro, duh. The commanding air of a general, the tongue of a snake oil salesman, the ostentatious floppy hat of a real pirate captain. Pick this playbook if you want to inspire your crewmates, strategize massive ship battles. I mean, the captain obviously best. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, captain, automatically best playbook so far. I mean, or simply wear the biggest and blackest boots of any given route. The Swashbuckler. You're a dashing and dramatic corsair, a creature of the blade and the heart, and you wield both with a romantic flair. Pick this playbook if you want to break the hearts and look glorious. You have a passion and you are steel. You are only in need of an audience. Your crewmates will have to do for now. If you were a swashbuckler, expect to... Oh, wait. So they're smart, including this red text based on the little bit that I've seen. Just because I think that is a good way of like really showing what the core fantasy is. To quote myself, if you're a captain, expect a lot of treasure hoarding, politicking, and lackeys for your adventures. This playbook treats you as the de facto leader of your crew, if not the literal captain, and encourages you to be power hungry. Automatically, best playbook. If you're a swashbuckler, expect this. I can't talk. If you're a swashbuckler, expect a focus on epic battles, over-the-top drama, and the relationships between crewmates. These relationships might become intimate and passionate. Make sure to discuss boundaries with your fellow players. I personally find just, you know, intra-party sex to be kind of cringe, so not in my game. It's just uncomfortable for everybody. You know, nobody has a good time with that, in my experience. The Chronicler. In a land where your thoughts can turn your teeth black, writing a book is a dangerous profession indeed. As a chronicler, you will delve into the most intimate of the seaborne magics, the art of the page. Unfortunately, the more of yourself you put into your books, the more reluctant they are to release you. This game was definitely written by like a self-important English major, and I say that as a self-important English major. Like, bro, when I was in my creative writing classes, I'm out here like, I'm going to change the world. And I thought that everything I wrote down was just magical. And whoever wrote this definitely has that opinion. Dude, exactly. It's so uncomfortable. Anyway, if you're a chronicler, expect an increased focus on the knowledge gathering and long-term player-driven projects. This playbook faces themes of escapism and social alienation. It will ask you how much control you wish to have over your creations. So it kind of sounds like, just to overly simplify it, my take, it kind of sounds like the chronicler is basically the wizard or the mage of this game. Maybe? The Metalot. Okay. The sea makes simple creatures out of us all, and no one knows this better than you. You are the strongest person on this ship. The rigging has left imprints on your hands, and sleeping at sea has left vinegar in your blood. When the storm strips all else away, the crew will remain. You're here to make sure of it. So you're the tank. Or like the fighter, to grotesquely oversimplify. If you are a Metalot, expect to grapple with themes of anger and control. The bull from Masks. Your rage keeps you strong and shields your crew from danger until it makes you the danger. Expect to break things and not always the things you wanted to see broken. So yeah, that just seems like barbarian, fighter, bull. Classic. The Montebank. The Chronicler does kind of have that Doomed from Masks vibe to it, but like, I don't think it's as certain. I just get Spellcaster vibes from it, for sure. Anyways, the Montebank. You've made a deal with the devil, now dance, you little gambler, dance. You bright-eyed magician with the dark fingers, dance. You sweet-faced coward in a pretty dress, dance to the devil's fiddle. In exchange, you'll get power, as foul as old blood and addictive as new sugar. You are the stuff of sailors' nightmares. Joke's on you, Chucky. I haven't seen that much One Piece. I've seen 14 episodes. If you're a Montebank, expect to have an established demonic NPC in your party and your head, who probably won't have your best interests at heart. Before playing, discuss role-playing boundaries and sensitive subject matters with the Fates, aka the GM. Okay, I'm gonna rank all of these once I get past the last one, but that's pretty high rank. That sounds pretty sick. The Navigator, there's a place in the sea inside you. It lets you sculpt the waves, thread the winds, hears the stars whispering, and unfortunately, the sea wants it back. Very cool. You can shepherd your beautiful ship for 1,000 leagues, fleeing your pursuer like a fox from the hound, but the sea will find you someday. Very cool. If you're a navigator, expect more focus on your ship, the stars, and the sea. Expect fewer brawls and more messing with fate from the shadows. This playbook gives you pursuers, and it shines most when you sometimes let them find you. All right, everyone, let's power rank these. He's basically a bard at sea. I guess that would be the chronicler. But let's power rank them. I'm gonna give y'all a second. I want to see y'all's rankings of it before I give my rankings of it, also so I can respond to this text. Great content, I know. Okay. So here's my official power ranking. This is, of course, objectively correct. If you disagree with me, you are wrong, and you should feel bad. So first, Goblin Lord said that his favorite ones are the Mountebank and the Navigator. So almost correct, for sure. But let's just talk. Obviously, the Captain's the best. Like, come on. It's definitely gonna go Captain, Mountebank, probably Navigator, Chronicler, Tide, Metalot, and then Swashbuckler. That's the official power ranking of this. I'm gonna write it in chat just to remind everyone. All right, let's move on. Check your work. Remember, picking a playbook is a narrative choice. On the whole, play this game thing. So it's kind of that's actually not a mistake. It's because I selected Sid Meier's Pirates as my game for gaming, because if there was no one here, I was just gonna play Sid Meier's Pirates. Anywho, all right. Picking a playbook is a narrative choice before it is a mechanical one. Blah 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 blah. This is just classic PbtA right here. When you choose your playbook, you're also choosing what stories you want to tell, what vices you grapple with, and what narrative role you want to play on your crew. What if nobody plays the captain? So here's the thing. If no one in your group plays the captain, get a new group. That's totally fine. You should pick the captain's playbook only if that playbook's themes, vices fit your vision of the character. Otherwise, the captain of your crew can be anyone who's willing to act as the de facto leader, which might change from session to session. So it should probably be a player. I mean, yeah. Anyway, actually, I could see an NPC being captain and it being a really good time. You don't want to overlap. You don't want to overlap playbooks with another player. If there are two Metalots in one crew, they dude, I can't fucking talk tonight. I'm sorry. They may very well be very unique characters, but they will be grappling with the same sins and facing the same challenges. Okay, so only one playbook allowed per group is what that is saying. Before you make your final choice, look over your playbook's abilities. Notice how much harm they can take. Okay. The ways they might accumulate and use luck. Interesting. And read that playbook's vice. Very cool. Few oddities. Pick one that appeals to you. That is your eye patch, your parrot, your scars and sins. Make the captain the ship's cat. Where is the ship's cat? Anyway. All oddities come with baggage. Some might give your enemies. So, going with a non-captain group would make everyone equal, but basically democratic pirates. But then no one gets to play the best playbook. So, you know, is it really that great? I don't know. I don't think so. All oddities come with baggage. Some might give you blah 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 blah. Others might compel you to do certain foolish things. Blades in the Dark is a tabletop fantasy role-playing game by John Harper set in the fictional city of the Skval, inspired by Victorian London and Gothic fiction. I'm listening. The game was crowdfunded in 2015. Dude, this came out like 8 years ago. Blades in the Dark for young people. Pff. Pff. The default setting for Blades in the Dark is a roughly 19th century level of technology combined with urban fantasy. Dude, this sounds sick. Alright, I'm getting distracted. That does look awesome, though. I'm glad you put that in front of me. No, I don't know it. I'm actually incredibly dumb and don't know many things. Okay, anyway. Each oddity comes with 4 numbers. These are your starting traits. Write them in order. Okay, we're skipping ahead to crew playbooks. Is the swashbuckler the pirate version of the delinquent? Let's scroll ahead. Okay. They look delinquent-y. Vice, restless, resist a great temptation to stay. You can be compelled by the fates to change your soulmate to someone new. If your former soulmate is jilted by the loss of your affections, lose 1 bond with them. If you give in willingly, mark 1 experience and gain 1 bond with the new soulmate, then tell them an emotion they experience when they next see you. Holy fucking shit. Okay. Blood, vinegar, polish, spitfire. Is this different? Okay, no, it's not different. I am very surprised I wasn't aware either. Okay. Playbook moves. Theatrics. When you enter a fight, roll polish. On a hit, take 1 hold. On a 10+, take 2 instead. For as long as the scene lasts, spend hold to mark 1 of the following theatrics and use its effects. You can't use an option that's already been marked. When all the theatrics have been marked, erase all marks and start over. Swing from something and land exactly where you need to be. Pretty pog. Pin an enemy to the wall by throwing something. Pretty pog. Challenge someone to a duel they can't refuse. Pretty pog. Disarm a mook with a single flick of the hand. Pretty pog. Reveal you have yet another... Okay, this is actually dope. Soulmate. You have a soulmate. If your soulmate is a rival, spend 1 bond with them to compel them to pay attention to you and you alone. If you ever thoroughly beat them, mark restless. A love interest. Spend 1 bond with them to be at their side in the nick of time. If they ever seem interested in another, mark restless. Comrade. Spend 1 bond with them while merrymaking to clear an emotional trouble. If they ever call you out on your foolishness, mark restlessness. Okay. This actually kind of fucks. Okay, let's see more. So those are their main 2 moves. So they're kind of roguish. I mean, obviously, they're the fucking swashbuckler. Big damn hero. When you try something insanely risky to save everyone, get into a scrap, break in or out, use a dirty trick, hoodwink, and twist fate, parlay, size up. Downtime moves. Very cool. Okay, cool. So we're not missing anything here. Call out your soulmate's name and roll plus blood. On a hit, you pull it off. Describe how you did it and pick 1. On a 7 through 9, pick 2. You face a terrible and lasting consequence for your foolishness. A crewmate is seriously injured because you blah, 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 blah. You lose your soulmate because you prioritize someone else. Take restless. Curtain call. Just gives you more theatrics. Gallant rescuer. Whenever you make a move for the sake of your soulmate, you may spend X bond with them. So, I mean, this is also kind of the bowl, just in terms of, like, these mechanics. But, like, this kind of fucks. Choose starting oddities. Okay, let's go back to the oddities. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about here. Comes with 4 numbers. These are your starting traits. Write them in order in your 4 empty trait boxes at the top of your playbook. These traits represent 4 piratish qualities. Traits can be anywhere from -2 to +3. Someone remember that, because I'll forget that. You add them to or subtract them from the dice that you roll. Okay, whatever. Okay, I'm just slightly confused. So if you choose 1 starting oddity, so we'll go with like inheritance, whatever. You're the lost inheritor. Choose 1. Great wealth. Okay, we'll just call it great wealth. And someone's, but I guess I'm confused as to where these numbers come into play. And then... Oh, okay. I think I get it. So if you pick Inheritance, then you have +1 to Blood, 0 to Vinegar, +1 to Polish, -1 to Spitfire. Okay, that makes sense. So if you want to min-max... well, let's not start talking about min-maxing yet. Anyways, that makes sense, though. So blood is your liquid courage. When your wits and wisdom escape you, you're left with your will to survive in the pants you woke up in. Use blood when you face danger, make trouble, and act daring. Let me guess. Get into a scrap. Roll + blood. Shocker. Vinegar on the high seas. Being strong will keep you on top, but being cunning will keep you alive. That's you. Too damn clever for your own good. Interesting. Use vinegar to fight dirty, outsmart your enemies, and know things you shouldn't. Very cool. Polish. Oh, well bred are you, or just good at pretending. With that swift tongue and sweet face, you're more dangerous than any sword. Use polish to tuck your way in and out of trouble, so charisma. Spitfire, here's the special something, not everyone has it. Those that do are best avoided by civilized folk. It's the spark in your eyes, your naked soul, a wildness the spirits of this world might notice. Use Spitfire to twist your fate. Joke's on you, I don't know what fate is yet. Alright, playbook moves. Cool. Right, whatever. Choose your kit. The most important part. Each playbook provides a set of 3 unique kits to choose from. This is your loot. If it's in your kit, you can always say you have it on your person, as long as it's not too heavy, or in your bunk. What you've got in your pocket says a lot about you as a person, blah, 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 blah. Each object in your kit has tags. Yeah, baby. Associated with it, which are described on page 21. Blah, 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 blah. So let's just go back here. So pick a kit to add to your belongings. I like the way that they do this. Just immediately based on seeing, like, without even like reading deeper into it, just the fact that, like, rather than, like, I know some people, like, okay, so like Pathfinder, Fate is a TTRPG. Oh, sorry, good one. Anyway, like, you know, Pathfinder, it's like, oh, you can buy your starting items or whatever. Like, bro, I've now made like 3 Pathfinder characters or whatever. I just do the starting kit every single time. Like, I don't need to fucking pick each individual item. Simplifying it like that, I just prefer it. I think most people don't care that much to, like, get the exact individual items. Anyways, so you possess a weapon, 2 harm close, with 2 of the following tags. Your choice. 3 harm, blessed, fire, force, grappling, magic, powerful, reach, strange, stun. Okay, cool. And then you get to add a ludicrously fancy cloak, a musical instrument, a collection. So you could be Bardy, a sidearm, a whip, a cutlass, or a chain weapon. Nice. Matches in tender small bags. So that's for the more combat oriented. Or a shiny breastplate. A god symbol mustache wax. That's great. A gift from an old mentor. Ink and a fancy quill. So that's still kind of Bardy. You can wield any close or reach weapon. Questions. You have a soulmate, the most important person in your life. Who is it? Decide whether they're your rival, love interest, or comrade. They gain 1 bond with you. You possess a signature weapon. Very cool. What's strange about it? How'd you see it? You have a sordid history with someone important from a faction. Who is it? What terrible secret they'd kill to protect? You begin with 3 bonds to allocate to your crewmates. Cool. Okay. Anything with the heavy tag requires blood to haul about easily, so if an object is heavy, it will be bolded red to indicate it must be handled differently. Okay. Answering the big questions, right? Okay. I'm just going to skip over, like, the normal PbtA shit, honestly, and just skim it real quick. If someone is upset with that, let me know. Okay, return to the ship. Your ship has its own ship oddity, its most striking and unique feature, the thing that makes it truly special. Each playbook has a selection of 3 oddities to choose from. Well, okay. What oddities does the legend have? So it looks like this is like, whatever, we'll get there. I don't know if it deals with item weight. I haven't gotten there yet. Ship's oddities. Lineage. The ship is part of a long lineage of ships united by a special feature, which is salvaged from one ship and used to make the next one. So it's like Theseus and his ship. Or should I say, Theseus and his shit. Am I right, fellas? Okay. Unleash its power to have it show you the way forward through. If you find the skeleton of the last ship in your lineage, that's kind of cool. Voice. This is the fabled pirate's ship of prophecies. Its voice comes from a beating heart in its belly. That's cool. The copper green face carved into it. Also cool. Okay, the voice is pretty fucking cool. It's doom metal chanty time. Ghosts. The ship is haunted with all the pirates who once served upon it. Oh, that is awesome! That is so fucking cool. Okay, maybe the legend isn't trash. Maybe I jumped on that too soon, because that's so fucking cool. Alright, what does the Ramshackle have for its oddities? It is freedom. You chose the ship because you need to escape something awful or sad. It is freedom to you. Whenever one of your number is about to be captured by a terrible pursuer, you may spend a bond with your ship to miraculously get there in time, or get out in time. Decide what you have to leave behind to do it. You can use this move once per chapter. Sounds like more shit that we'll have to read. It is your wings. You chose this ship because you want to chase something fathomless and far away. It's become your wings. Decide what your crew is chasing in their hearts, and if you have a compass that points to whatever your heart most desires. Whenever you feel lost and uncertain in the night in the ocean, you may spend a bond with your ship, whatever. It came to you. This mysterious ship washed up on your shore when you needed it the most. Because that's what it was made to do. It had a gift for you, or it has a secret that needs to be told. Okay, so I was completely wrong. The legend is fucking awesome based on its oddities alone. And the Ramshackle, the only one that like is really cool, like the Ramshackle mechanically, if you want to min-max, I think the Ramshackle is better. Just based on this quick little overview, but like it came to you is pretty cool and neat, but like, bro, Ghosts is so fucking cool. Anyways, let's get back to the quick start. Okay, so ship's oddity, then you select the ship's kit, which actually tells you what comes with it. Let's go back. Okay, so for the legend, a small sleek ship, 2 units of cannons. I wonder if, I mean, I know, you know, we're too soon into this to have intelligent discussion, but I wonder if like this game's gonna be kind of like Lancer. I don't know that much about Lancer. Oh, this song slaps. The Maple Story OST in general just slaps. The Lith Harbor. Okay, cool. Just making a note of that. Anyway, Ghost's voice and It Came to Me are the best oddities. Ghost, yes. Voice, also pretty cool. It Came to Me, yeah, no, you were correct. We agree on those things. Remember this day. It may never happen again. But anyways, yeah, I wonder if it has like Lancer's style of combat where like Lancer's like 2 very different games. It's like the mech war game simulator and versus like the more rules light PbtA kind of style outside. You know what I mean? Anyway. Size 2 group of lackeys, elegant lantern, lateen sails. Okay, so Yug the Barbarian, it pretty much depends whether or not, like, how crunchy are you looking for your mech experience to be, is the question. Like, are you looking for a rules light mech RPG, or are you looking for something crunch? I haven't actually played Lancer, but I actually just watched Dave Thomavor's review on it earlier today. He does a pretty good job talking about it. Because, like, the whole shtick with the Lancer is that outside of the mechs, it's very kind of PbtA-y and rules light and, like, freeform and whatnot. But, like, the mech combat is, while probably not as crunchy as, like, you would expect a mech combat to be, it is kind of wargamey. But, like, I guess people who play it, I don't know. I need to actually buy it and read the rulebook before I can make any sort of intelligent decision, but that's just what Dave Thomafor says. I highly recommend watching his video. Anyway. Okay, so your kit gives you stats, steadfast, speed, and fortune. I'm sure we will read about those in a sec. A beautiful fancy ship, a powerful old ship. Crunchy. Then why do you watch me? Anyway, a size 5 group of lackeys, enormous ripping sails, still stitched with gold. Okay, I feel like I need to see what, of course, the fucking traits are like right there. Okay. Cruise kit tells you what it actually looks like when you pick a kit. Pay attention to the 3 numbers. These list your traits. 3 traits, blah, blah, blah. Steadfast. The ship's toughness. Give your ship a lot of steadfast if you want to sail into a fight fearlessly and live to tell the tale. Duh. Speed. Cool. Fortune. Fortune is what I really want to know about, because steadfast and speed are kind of obvious. Chucky, I love that ship idea. Fortune. The ship's size, wealth, and space. More fortune means more guns, more crew, more cargo. Give your ship a lot of fortune if you want a bunch of lackeys, cannons, and extra features, because it determines the crew and cargo space of the ship. Okay. I should have read that before going to the kit. So for legend, you can either go tanky, speedy, or balanced-ish if you go with a beautiful fancy ship. Oh, and you don't get... Okay, so you don't get lackeys. That makes sense. Powerful old ship. 1 unit of cannons. Yikes. Size 6 group of lackeys. Huge battered sails. Dark armor. Very cool. Versus this bad boy, the Ramshackle. You can either have a tiny scrap of a ship. Well, good on you for branching out. If you definitely like crunch, but you're trying to try less crunchy stuff, then from what I've heard, Lancer might be right up your alley. Also, apparently the world building's like amazing in it. Anyway. So a tiny scrap of a ship, size 1 group of lackeys, scrappy gaff-rigged sails. It's a shit box. -1, +1, -1. If you're a min-maxer, you should definitely not go with the Ramshackle. A piecemeal ship. So this sounds like your idea here, Chucky. 1 unit of cannons. Dude, the tiny scrap of ship doesn't even have cannons. That's kind of funny. Oh, and a lifeboat. How about that? Or an old sturdy ship that won't immediately fall to pieces, but is slow as fuck. All right. I like it. Okay. Answer the ship's questions. Blah, 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 blah. Read your ship's questions. Answer them one by one. The questions. Blah, 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 blah. Identify special properties. The first 2 questions are unique to the playbook, addressing important narrative concerns. The third one will dictate your ship's name. Okay. Treat the ship as a framing device within which the story will settle, like water in a glass. It represents what you want out of this game and how you aim to get it. I did the okay because I wanted to just jump over here, but starting questions. Each crew member may name an essential change or addition they made to the ship and gains 1 bond with it. Very cool. I'm sure we'll figure out. Did I skip over? I think I skipped over bonds. I just want to see if there's like anything more with bonds than like you would think. You know what I mean? If it's like like more of a gameplay mechanic than it is in like masks. Like I feel like I totally skipped it. When I was Answer the big questions. Okay. 4 questions. Your name, your look. The most interesting thing about your character's appearance. Cool. Okay. Bonds with other characters. You can gain up to 3 bonds with a single person. You can spend a bond with them to lean on that relationship in some way. Okay. That's kind of cool. Bonds, I feel like, are always like somewhat kind of the same in like all PbtA games, but I kind of like it being used as like currency. I don't know. That's interesting. Whenever you gain a bond, ask yourself, why do I care about this person? What's my relationship with them? If you're not sure, whatever. Most of your bonds should be with crewmates, but you can also take bonds with NPCs. Okay, so it kind of sounds like a mix between like bonds and then like influence from like masks. Anyways, draw on the map. The Fates pass around the world map. It's probably got a few scribbled additions already, since playbooks often instruct players to add elements to the map that reflect their powers and past. But now every player adds one final detail to it. You got that from Perilous Wilds, but okay. Just kidding. That's not a trademark concept. This final detail can be anything appropriate for the world and your shared fiction. We suggest connecting it with your backstory or your character's goals or factions that your character... So I like this codified the player's help with the world building. I've said it multiple times. Anyone who's watched my channel substantially knows, like, world building's my favorite part of GMing. But you are going to have so much more fun and just get a so much, like, better experience if you let your players do the world building and contribute to the world, because they're going to care more. It's going to be way more fun. It's just the way to go. Anyway, the rules. I'm going to be a stinker. Sorry, just casually responding to text. I know it's great TV. Anyway. This game is about talking with your friends to make a good conversation. It's a back and forth tug between players and the Fates with its backbone and blah 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 blah. Generic RPG PbtA shits. Grip your character by their throat. Treat them like an old, well-worn jacket. Tear them, patch them, drag them through the muddiest adventures with you. Care about them, but understand that they are made to be worn and torn. Your escapades will trigger the rules, not the other way around. Most often, these rules come in the form of moves. So here's the thing. If I wasn't recovering from fucking COVID, I would be drinking, and that would be the first time I take a drink. So kudos to Magpie for not overusing the word moves. Well, we are only on page 12 out of 40. I thought this was a weird version of Pirate Borg. Pirate Borg. Oh, is that... I feel like I've seen this before. This is like Morkborg, but pirates, right? Shit, that sounds right up my fucking alley. I fucking love Morkborg. Doom Art Punk RPG Morkborg. 8 character classes. Easy to learn combat rules. That's tempting. Fuck you, dude. I fucking love Morkborg. And Pirate Borg just sounds like the metal version of this. That's been out for a while, though, hasn't it? Well, so is this, apparently. Anyway. Let's go back to the rules. Moves and dice. Doom metal shanty time, indeed. The world of Rapscallion is defined by the crew's moves, blah, 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 blah. Dice terminology. If you receive a plus X, that's something that means so this is all just basic RPG shit. Basic PbtA RPG shit. And dude, this is so important. And I kind of violate this too. I kind of lean on the gaminess a little bit because like it's an easy crutch, but If you want to roll get into a scrap, of course you need to get into a scrap with someone in the fiction first. Rapscallion, the new edition. So this is the quick start guide that was released like a month ago. I thought the game had just dropped, but apparently it's been out for a while, or at least in some way, shape, or form. If you go on to the Magpie Discord, I think they still... Yeah, it's still in their ash cans. So I think it's still under development. Yeah, dude, my life is wild, bro. Anyways, you could have voted. It was either this or Totally Accurate Dating Sim. I'm trying to stream more. Anyways. Usually the fates will prompt you. Sounds like you're trying to make this move, right? If yes, cue the music. So I never do that. As anyone who played my Masks game will know, it's like, so I want to punch that person in the face and be like, all right, roll to get into a scrap. Anyway, you roll 2d6 and then you add whatever. If the result is 6 or less, the fates are in control. They get to say what happens. You hit, but you'll pay the devil for it. Usually, you'll get what you want, but you must make a hard decision. Do I have a favorite Magpie game? Masks. Next question. So I've played Masks and I've played Cartel. I've read the Avatar Legends Quick Start Guide, but I haven't played it, and I'm currently reading this. But I mean, they are kind of the kings of PbtA. Dude, that's because Dungeon World is like this weird mix between D&D and just PbtA. Like, you know, it's D&D if D&D was a PbtA game, which is like both kind of a boon because it does help get people who are used to like D&D into Powered by the Apocalypse games, but like at the same time, yeah, dude, like newer... I'm wording that wrong. So it does that, but then it's also like Dungeon World came out like 11 years ago, and like a lot of people say it shows its age, and it's definitely like you can clearly see like PbtA designers have figured out how to make the system like work really well, because there's a fucking million PbtA games, and it kind of shows, especially because, you know, like you're saying, the triggers in Dungeon World suck donkey nuts, and it's like very gamified, which I don't really mind. But I probably would, dude. Just the concept of Blades in the Dark sounds sick. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, like Dungeon World was like, I mean, it was like Apocalypse World, and then I think Dungeon World was like the first quote unquote like official Powered by the Apocalypse game. I think I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure like. It is like ground floor PbtA. Anyway, okay, and then 10 or more, you probably get to choose what happens. Cool, yeah, whatever. We all need that. There are moves any player can manage. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Here's the cheat sheet. Yeah, I think it was the first PbtA, which I already said. I forgot this is on delay. That's broadcast, baby. I should know this. I literally work in broadcast. Harm is what happens when you get hurt. Whenever you take X harm, tally it on your playbook sheet. When you take lots of harm, bad things begin to happen. See page 19. Dude, you are doing great. Wait, how the movie came out like last weekend? Like, how many people are trying to get into D&D because of the movie? But you are doing... Dude, the thing, this is just going totally off topic. The thing about it is, like, people who watch the D&D movie, they would have so much more fun playing Dungeon World. I mean, I literally made a YouTube video on that, but which is now, like, so insanely relevant, like, now more than ever. Like, a lot of people who see the D&D movie and they're like, oh, I want to try D&D. Like, bro, I promise you, you would have so much more fun playing Dungeon World. Like, anyway, rant over. Okay. Luck is a special resource that you can accumulate, and you can spend it to get lucky breaks, use special moves, or add a bonus to your rolls. So that sounds kind of like Hold. If your pirate is compelled to do something, that means they can't help themselves. They have to do it unless they stand their ground against the impulse. So that sounds kind of like Influence and Masks. Troubles or difficulties affecting your pirate that might cause them to act differently, usually by preventing them from doing something or compelling them to do something foolish. Ante is something you can take in fights. When you take the ante, that means you've gained the upper hand and can act like you spent a bond with your opponent. So that's kind of like hold, I think. I also heard it was a good movie. I was supposed to see it on Monday, but then a friend of mine got sick. I got sick. And yeah. Anyway, getting into scrap is having a fair fight, or as fair as pirates get anyway. To make it a scrap, it needs to be involve risk. If you're stabbing someone in the back or strangling someone in their sleep, your dice can take a nap. But if you're stabbing a ruthless pirate lord in the back or strangling a huge leviathan in its sleep, now that's getting into a scrap. Getting into a scrap is directly engaged, because duh. You always take harm unless you roll a 10 plus and choose to avoid the harm. Weaklings and mishaps do 1 harm, and your average full-blooded pirate does 2 harm. Dangerous foes deal 3 harm, and a row of cannons does 4 harm. That is super interesting, that it's just kind of set in stone like that, and I don't necessarily hate that, that simplified aspect of it. But I think that's definitely something that, like, if you tried to introduce this game to someone who is coming from D&D and expecting a more D&D-like experience, that might, like, fuck them up. It's also, I read this, yes, I'm taking off my shoes right now. It also, like, I read this article that was bitching about what it called high trust systems. And so I think that definitely kind of makes this a well, all PbtA is a high trust system. But anyways, on 7 through 9, your enemy can press their advantage or reveal a complication. Pressing their advantage means they're giving you trouble or getting closer to their goal, which might be to rob you, kill your mate, or get somewhere before you do. Revealing a complication always adds another element to the fight. They pull out a flamethrower, they reveal secret magics, they pull out your lover's necklace and say, looking for this, with a wicked grin. Very cool. To break in or out of something, you need an opening. You can't just waltz into the guarded pirate lair or heavily armed navy ship. Maybe you found the opening by sizing up the place. Oh, it's another move. Maybe you created an opening with a dirty trick. Sometimes the opening is already obvious, but you have to state it anyway. If you could break into or out of a place easily, this wouldn't be a move now, would it? If you get hit, you get in or out. That's it. This is a dangerous move. It always has consequences, but it's dangerous because if you get hit, you get in or out. That's it. This is a dangerous move. There's consequences, but it's dangerous because it's powerful. If you see an opening to break out of prison and you hit, congratulations, you've broken out of prison. I should have just kept reading. You've broken out of prison. You don't have to make this move multiple times to escape from each section. Oh. Okay. Interesting. So here's the thing, Yug the Barbarian, that is a totally acceptable outcome because Morkborg fucks. And it's definitely, like, PbtA could definitely be a little bit too, like, foofy and narrative-y for some people, which is fine. It's kind of hard. Like, there's not really that many mechanics to rely on, and it's definitely more of a, like, improv exercise, if we're being honest. It's definitely still a game, but it's a lot less gamey, and some people are really uncomfortable with that. So Morkborg, totally suitable. Well, here's the thing, Chuckles, we haven't gotten to that yet, you fucking asshole. I'm just kidding. So each playbook, there's like harm. So I think it's like here we have, like, for the swashbuckler, we got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of harm or whatever. I'm sure there's like a specific, like a more specific, I'm blanking on the word. I'm sure I'll talk about that later in the quick start. Anyways, so when you break in or out, you state what your opening is, you roll plus blood. On a hit, you've got an in or out, choose 1. On a 7 through 9, the fates choose 1 as well. That's metal. You suffer harm or mark trouble. That'd be hilarious if you pick that. You run into, oh, you have to pick a downside. Okay, that makes sense. Hoodwinking is all about deception and disguise. As long as you're playing a part of telling a tall tale, that's hoodwinking. There is some gray area between this and dirty trick. When in doubt, dirty tricks use your reflexes, speed, and cunning. Cunning. Hoodwinking uses your charisma and force of personality. That makes sense. Oh, you didn't see it when we were going over the playbooks. Okay. I'll just completely derail everything so you can see all of them. Captain, best playbook, of course. I'm seeing last words and my interest is piqued. Chronicler looks kind of cute. Dude, just play metalcore for mood music anyway. Dude, the Navigator's artwork kind of fucks. Honestly, all the artwork fucks. Alright, those are the playbooks. Anyways, so hoodwinking is bamboozling people. That makes sense. When deception is fleeting, that means they'll catch on within this scene. This hinges on the fiction. It might be in a few sections or a few hours. The time is always just a bit too inconvenient. When the deception works far too well, that means you're in too deep and you're going to have to do something risky to keep face. Maybe you've dressed up as a noble duchess and... That's so funny. It's not a lot of playbooks. It's 6 playbooks. So because you weren't here for it, we did power rank that, and that's just the crew playbooks, not the so in the quick start there's 2 ships playbooks, which, I mean, at first I said, why would you ever pick the legend over the ramshackle? But like, the legend has way cooler shit. But yeah, there's 6 playbooks. The power ranking, the only one I've looked at in any depth is the swashbuckler for a meme that was earlier. Power ranking is currently the captain, the navigator, the I'm sorry, no, the captain, the the captain, the navigator, the chronicler, the Mitrabert, and the swashbuckler. I also wrote it down. Captain, Montauban. Oh, I'm full of shit. Captain, Montauban, chronicler, navigator, Matalot, swashbuckler. That's the power ranking. The official power ranking. If you disagree with me, you're wrong. Okay. Parsley. Parsnip. Platypus. No, Montauban, it was second. I'm just stupid. Oh yeah, there's a fucking delay. Anyway. When you parlay with an interested party, tell them what you want, give them an incentive, and roll polish. On a hit, they've compelled you to take the bargain. On a 10+, your words carry real weight, gain a bond with each other if you are generous and forthright. On a 7 through 9, they want you to do something for them, or they can ignore the compel. It's all good. There were a lot of pages during that slow pan. Elnath fucks. If you're not stupid, have some chicken. Dude. Dadscaper, I have been a goddamn extinction event for chicken noodle soup over the past, like, 3 days. Anyways, sizing up is all about finding secrets, hidden dangers, secret treasures, or additional information that will help you. Sizing up is not about looking around. If you're looking to find something that isn't hidden, the fates should give it to you without getting the dice out of their beds. I love that. I fucking hate it when, like, This happens in 5e a lot when it's like, I go into the room, I look around the room, well, roll investigation. It's like, bro, if there's shit that's in the room, just tell them what's in the room. Anyways. If you're looking for something simple that might not be there, consider twisting fate instead to make sure it's there. Interesting. Dude, the layout art is pretty pop. Not gonna lie. Twisting fate is about having lucky breaks. Okay, wait. Sorry. Sizing up is about finding hidden secrets. Twisting fate is about having lucky breaks. NyQuil chicken. Don't you bring that evil back into the world, sir. Sticking your nose somewhere you shouldn't should feel risky, like your curiosity is getting the better of you, or like you're looking before you leap, but it should also come with obvious rewards. Getting in over your head and making mistakes is a great way to learn new things. I wonder... I'm sure experience comes from... This is a cool layout for doing that. I'm sure it's the same way as like every other PbtA game, and you get XP when you fail. Okay. Use a dirty trick. Anything clever that gets you what you wow. If you get into a scrap and you're shooting to kill, a dirty trick is shooting to snap the rope of the chandelier. Oh, that's so cool. Gotcha. Okay. Sometimes using a dirty trick sets up other moves. Throwing up a smoke bomb to give yourself an opening to break in, for instance. So this just kind of reminds me, I was reading a review about Flying Circus because I'm obsessed with that game. And someone was complaining that Flying Circus is like surprisingly crunchy for a PbtA game because you have to use a lot of moves to set up other moves, which I'm interested in, but I'll have to buy it and check it out first. Think about Flying Circus, it's so expensive. Like Flying Circus is like $60 for the hardcover color version plus PDF, which is what I'm gonna get. But like the watermarked PDF is $35, and I think the softcover is like $50. It's ridiculous. Those look really cool. So, this game, how much does this game cost? I'm also curious. I'm sure. Oh, so I guess you can only get it as part of the Ashcan bundle. Oh, la-di-da. You get a. You can only get it, but you have to get 4 other games. I'm like I'm reading this for $30. The Ashcan edition. So it seems like, well, because it's still under it's still being written or whatever. So I guess that makes sense. So, okay. Anyway. I'm curious when they're gonna like fully launch this, especially since it's like the Ashcan edition's been out since 2019, so I'm curious. All right. Twisting Fate allows you to act as the fates for a single crucial moment. That's fucking awesome. I should probably read the rest of the move. In narrative terms, it's the pirate's luck. There's always a convenient rope to swing on. There's always someone to swoop in and save you at the last minute. There's always another knife. This is why, if you want it to work, it always requires luck, but you don't have to spend luck if you miss. The move rewards creativity and cleverness. On 10+, you could use it to expand the story in ways even the fates didn't expect, like making up a clue to the location of the rival pirate's stronghold, or telling the fates that, you know, your party members' parents are actually arms dealers, or that's an inside joke for 3 people. Revealing that your family necklace was a key to the ancient chest the whole time. But the more aggressively you make things up, the more you should expect to bargain with the fates for your fiction. For instance, you can't undo or completely rewrite something that's already been set up in the story. If you roll a 7 through 9, the fates can decide exactly what helps you no matter what they choose. It will always be helpful, but it probably won't be exactly what you had hoped. If you miss, the consequences match the rewards, bad luck befalls you, and fortune favors your enemies. This move is fucking sick. No further questions. What is the most? I'm gonna go get more water, but I'm gonna answer this question real quick. What is the most you've ever spent on one TTRPG? $50 on D&D. Well, I guess 150. No, 100 because I got D&D and the Monster Man. No, I just got the core rulebook. So, whatever. D&D, dude. I've spent like $300 on D. Or wait, I spent what? 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I've spent like $350 on D&D, but I have not checked out Apocalypse Keys. I need to. Anywho, I am going to go get agua and insert an ad. I'll be right back. I just realized I left y'all in awkward silence. That's hilarious. Speaking of spending a lot on RPGs, my chair's stuck. Speaking of spending a lot on RPGs, dude, fucking, what is it? Of course, when I need to recall it, I'm blanking. What is the super cool, like, I literally made a fucking YouTube short where I talked about it. LOL live reacting to my own content.
Did you know that D&D is just one of what are called tabletop role-playing games? And while 5th edition does a lot of things really well, depending on what you like about it, another one of these games might actually do what you like better. For example, if you're into the whole building side of D&D, you know, figuring out the best subclass and the best move.
Have we gone over stealth?
So what is Hope Punk? Here are 3 RPGs that aren't D&D that you've probably never heard of that you should totally play. Number 1, City of Mist.
Okay,
this is for everyone that like.
That's the one. City of Mist is what I was thinking of. Yeah, dude, City of Mist is like $100 It's like, bro, this is a fucking indie RPG, bro. Like WTF. Also, I have no idea how far the delay is here. Anyway. Yeah, dude, City of Mist is... The delay is insane. Or not the delay, fuck. My brain's tired. The price is like $100 for an indie RPG is just absolutely absurd. Anyway. Interesting fatal. We already read that. Let's go back to the scheduled programming. Unleash a mysterious power. You may possess the power before you to unleash, or wait, you must possess the power before you unleash it. It could be anything not quasi-normal. Your lurking lycanthropic curse. Very cool. Your siren song, your connection to the stars. These things might come with your tags or instructions. Bro, I try to fix my fucking chair, and I just get clowned on. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Anywho, text and instructions, but unleashing that mysterious power allows them to use dude, I'm just gonna read like the small text like a fucking lazy person. Unleashing a mysterious power is always risky if your goal is to influence supernatural forces in a slower, safer long-term way. Remember that you can perform a ritual over downtime. When you unleash a mysterious power you possess, roll plus Spitfire. On a hit, it does exactly what you want, but it exacts a personal cost or surges out of your control. Your choice. On a 7 through 9, both happen. Dude, that's sick. I like how severe... It seems like the consequences for moves in this game are like pretty severe, and I'm totally here for it. When you stand your ground in the face of a compel, spend a bond with someone, explain how they're inspiring you to overcome yourself, and roll blank. If the person is inspiring you right here, take +1. If you spend an additional bond with them to see it through, take +1. If you're facing your vice, take -1. On a hit, you resist the compel. On a 7 through 9, you mark a trouble or give in to the compel. Your choice. On a miss, the compel takes hold. Tell the fates how you act in your moment of weakness. Big fan of... I like... Something that like Powered by the Apocalypse games do really well is mechanize role-playing mechanics like this. And, you know, I wish it was like a more popular thing, because I think it's really fucking cool. And it's something that certainly D&D doesn't go on about. Alright, those are all the basic moves. Now we get to learn more about bonds. Of course we would. You have up to 3 bonds with someone, as we know. Someone tells you something to game bonds, write their name down in a free bond space. Indicate the maximum bond you can mark with them. That's interesting. Oh, okay, so you gain bonds, you can spend bonds. Okay, okay. All right. That makes sense. You may spend a bond to add +1 to their roll, or your roll against them, give them a remove, blah, 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 blah. Learn their Achilles heel. So, I mean, bond is, this is just like, it's more like influence from masks than it is like actual bonds, I think. Whenever you get into a scrap with someone, there's a natural back and forth as each party tries to get the upper hand. In Rapscallion, this advantageous position is called the ante. Whenever someone or something tells you to take the ante in an encounter, that means that one time, at any point during this encounter, you may act as if you've spent a bond with your primary opponent. In that moment, you seize on the advantage you've generated and get 1 over your primary opposition. Okay, that's very cool. You're encouraged to use this as quickly as you can to find your opponent's weakness, trip them up, or resist their compels. Once the encounter is over, the ante is gone. You can only ever have 1 ante in any one encounter. If you have the opportunity to take the ante again, either against the same opponent or somewhat different, you'll need to spend the ante you already have first. That is such a fucking cool little... Fuck, that's cool. Oh, hey, Beyonce's head. That's awesome, because I think there's a problem where there's like a problem in PbtA games where I think that, like, I don't know. I like the slightly crunchier combat that this provides. You know what I mean? Or offers, at least, or seems to offer. And that it gives you an extra combat mechanic rather than necessarily having it be totally fiction first, making shit up. You know what I mean? Alright, luck is a resource you can spend. Your character begins with no luck. When a move or ability tells you to mark a luck, fill the bubbles on your luck tally starting at the left. Okay, that makes sense. Whenever you spend X luck, remove X amount from your tally. So, use a pencil. I wish this had a digital companion. It probably does. Well, no, it probably doesn't because it's indie as fuck. But I'm new school and like marking things. What can I say? If you have a positive Spitfire score, refresh your luck every session. At the beginning of the session, if your luck is lower than your Spitfire, mark luck until they are equal. This song is bitchin'. Shouts to Orbis. Anyway, if your Spitfire is +0 or negative, you don't get to refresh your luck until another move or the Fates tells you that you can gain luck. Troubles are difficulties that affect your pirate. A trouble can be anything from a bit of seasickness to a broken leg to an unrequited crush. Unrequited. Dude, the City of Mist is a $100? Or, I'm sorry, the City of Mist PDF was $40. That was what that was ever. That's crazy. That's insane. Anyways. Troubles are difficulties that affect your pirate, blah, 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 blah. Each playbook has 4 trouble boxes on their sheet. When the Fates give you a trouble, mark the box, write down the trouble's name, and describe how it affects you. As long as it is marked... I'm going to answer you in a sec, Chucky. As long as it's marked, your character is afflicted by that trouble. Most troubles will compel you to do something upon a specific prompt. Example, you are compelled to do what the person says, or will prevent you from using a tool or resource. Can't use your leg. Troubles have an endpoint that states how they can be removed. Write the endpoint in brackets next to the trouble's name, like this. You can... I didn't have to read that. You can always clear trouble regardless of its endpoint. If the situation changes and the trouble would have abated, just make sure that you and the Fates are on the same page. Pirate's Curse. Get into trouble for it. You're compelled to steal the cool things you see. Okay. It's going to take me a minute to fully process that, but I think I get what that means. Oh. Dude, Maple Story soundtrack is just the best. Okay, while I'm distracted by that, so yeah, you've been trying to sell me on City of Mist, and like the concept looks cool. The problem is that I would buy it, run it once, and then probably never play it ever again, and that's just not like worth it to me. You know what I mean? Like $100 to play it like maybe 3 sessions or whatever just doesn't justify it, because like once I play it once, I feel like I'm never gonna play it again. It's just so niche. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, underneath your 4 blank trouble boxes, your playbook lists your vice, a persistent trouble your pirate will often have to mark. A playbook's vice is one of its most defining features. To understand what the vice does, read the vice section of your playbook. Players has to mark a trouble but has no room for more. They instead take harm, which we will get to, but I'm curious about the vices. Vice, obsessed. I appreciate it. I'm sure it is fun, but it's also $100. You can be compelled by the Fates to pursue your ambition at all costs. If you screw over crewmate in the process, mark XP. I don't condone that, Chucky. This may be a stream about a game about pirates, but I don't condone piracy. Chuckles. Anyways. Yeah, I mean, The captain has the coolest vice, because captain's the coolest playbook. Chronicler. Book Fever. You can be compelled by the fates to retreat into your books to escape problems. When you abandon the needs of the crew while doing so, mark 1 experience and gain 1 bond with the book you've retreated to. The book begins to manifest a will of its own in the form of a genie. Spend 1 bond with this genie to use the book's powers freely without rolling conditions or consequences if you wish to use the book. Otherwise, you must parlay with the genie instead of unleashing its power. Dude, okay, the Chronicler is pretty fucking sick. Just based on that vice. Swashbuckler vice is restless. Resist a great temptation to stray. You can be compelled by the fates to change yourself. Okay, we already talked about that. So I think that's what the moves we're talking about when it said restless. That makes sense. These vices are boring. Bro, these vices are cool as fuck. Fuck you. It is a weird intersection with the vice, but I like that, like, adds such a cool concept, you know? I don't know. It introduces a really cool gameplay mechanic. Anyways, the Montebank. Bedeviled. Resist the compel for a crewmate's sake. While bedeviled, you are compelled to do as your demon says. If it asks you to do something nasty to a crewmate, do it willingly to mark 1 experience. If you resist the compel, pick from the list of sacrifices or else lose a bond with the demon. That is awesome. What are you talking about? These vices are boring. I like how you gain XP for fucking over your crew. That's sick. Alright, the Matelalt. This person looks aggro as fuck. Okay. Troubles. Instead of regular troubles, you have 4 Matelot troubles. When asked to mark trouble, mark the next Matelot trouble on the track, starting from the top and going down. Well, that's because it's in the quick start. It talks about how books are like magical in this game, in like the default world or whatever, and that like there's a whole like bit in it. What page are we on? 19. All right, we'll come back to that in a sec. So where is it? So, books must be made with good permanent ink by a true wordsmith to become magical. Such a book will transport you, invigorate you, hypnotize you, trap you, or curse you. If you put too much of yourself into them, books can take on a life of their own. This is how a genie is born. You wrote boring before the genie popped out. Okay, so here's the thing. The Captain is the best playbook. It has the best vice. I don't care if you think it's boring. It's the best, okay? And I refuse to believe otherwise. I'm just kidding. It's, after reading these other vices, I like how it's like, if you screw over a crewmate, mark 1 experience, but like, a genie, Swashbuckler's mid, but like the Chronicler, pretty sick. The Montebank, pretty fucking sick. The Matelot's whole concept of pissed, take a breather, compelled to get violent when your temper is set off. Rash, compelled to rush into recklessly and thoughtlessly. Furious, compelled to smash all your problems. Raging, compelled to get... That's also pretty fucking cool. Guys, is the Captain not the best playbook? It definitely has the most mid of vices. For sure. Let's see what the Navigators is. Hunted. If you break the rule dictated by the sea's curse, mark all luck, but you are now hunted. The sea is now searching for you. While hunted, you can become compelled by the fates to give in to the sea's call and walk for the waves. Once there, the sea's servants will... Dude, that's so cool. Okay. Okay. I'm typing out an official ranking in the chat of the vices. Dude, Captain's is so mid. I'm like so upset. Okay, Book Fever slaps. Yeah, Swashbuckler's mid, I don't care. Oh, Montebank is awesome. The Matelot. the Matalot is also pretty cool. Oh, dude, this is tough. Okay, I'm gonna go. Let's go. Chronicler. No. Made it a lot just because the others are so much cooler. Chronicler. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dude, okay, Navigator's definitely up there. Mount Bank, and I think y'all are gonna get a spoiler for that because there's a delay, but that is definitely my ranking. Okay, let's go back to the rules. Okay, underneath there are 4 blank trouble boxes. Your playbook lists your advice, right? Okay, we've already done that. A compel occurs when your character's troubles, weaknesses, or obligations encourage them to do something foolish. What would tabletop pirate be like? So, that's a great question. In terms of which one of these playbooks would I be? Probably the swashbuckler, if I'm being honest. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Okay. Where was I? Whenever you're compelled to do something, your character must do it. You can't help yourself unless you stand your ground against the compel and prevent yourself from falling prey to your impulse. There are 3 major ways to be compelled: by your troubles, by taking too much harm, or by your oddity or playbook feature. Cool. Your pirate takes harm whenever they're damaged. The amount of harm they take is determined by your playbook. When you take harm, mark it on your harm tally, starting at the far left and ticking up. Wait, if you ever mark one of the 3 skulls on your harm tally, you're compelled to be done for. Being done for means you can't go on, you're knocked out, you're overwhelmed, you're too exhausted to continue. You'll recover normally after a scene. If your harm tally is full, roll last words. Roll your last words and say blank. Take -1 for every black mark you have. On a 10+, you're still kicking. Take a black mark. You're done for, but stable. On a 7 through 9, the fates offer you a bargain. Take it or the miss result. On a miss, choose your last words on your playbook sheet. Dude, that's so sick. I'm just like curious as to the additional harm. So it looks like everyone has 3 skulls. Are the skulls different? Or the skull graphic? Dude, the navigator's like kind of weak. Anyway. All right. Equipment. This is stuff. Kit, treasure. When you plunder a score of booty, roll blank for each piece of evidence you've gotten. That is, this score is going to be huge. Oh, sorry. For every piece of evidence you've gotten that this score is going to be huge, take +1. On a hit, take 3 treasure in gold and jewels and choose 1. On a 10+, choose another as well. On a miss, whatever. Oh wait, on a miss you can barely salvage one of those things. Interesting. Loot comes with useful tags. Quality, gotta love tags. Tags are so great. Shouts to Dungeon World for that. Too big to pick up with them. Each big object, blah, 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 blah. Heavy. Characters can carry an amount of heavy items equal to their blood, minimum of 0. If they carry more than that, they must move slowly and with difficulty. That answers that. Okay, I'm gonna skip it for these. Ships in the sea. Every pirate crew has a steed that carries them across the Great Sea. Sorry, I got distracted by a Discord message. Your ship has 3 traits, blah, 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 blah. We've already gone over that. Yeah. Would follow your ship. That's because your ship is your crew's heart, clothed in wood. So I like this, like, little bit of, that was a formula for catching a lead from a score. I think so. For every piece of evidence, use it. Take +1 on a hit. Take 3 treasure and gold. Interesting. Okay. So, anyways, that's what I was saying. I like this mechanic because it kind of, in fiction, has a mechanic for continuing the game if one of your players can't. You know what I mean? Kind of cool. All right, let's talk ship moves, baby. Take it head on. When your ship's crew takes something head on, roll plus steadfast on a hit. Choose whether you get close enough to board or get broadside with your ship's weapons on target. On a 10+, you can get both. On a 7 through 9, your enemy's completely ready for you, whatever you picked. On a miss, you miscalculate. The enemy gets you right where they want you. I like it. Dude, okay, so far, what I'm really liking about this game is just how significant the consequences seem for getting things wrong. I feel like Cartel has similar levels of consequences. Like, they definitely don't pussyfoot around. You know, it's like, yeah, you can roll for this, but, like, if you mess up, like, it's going to be very, very bad for you. Whereas I feel like I feel like Masks, it isn't necessarily that. You know what I mean? When your ship's crew gets an opportunity to escape a situation, roll plus speed. On a hit, you get away. Choose 1. On a 7 through 9, it's by the skin of your teeth. The fates choose 1 as well. I like that. On a miss, the fates will tell you the terrible sacrifice you must pay to escape. Pay it or be caught. I like that. Oh, I totally missed this top part. I'm also enjoying the simplification. I was expecting it to be a little bit crunchier, but I like this system of maneuver, like how to maneuver in or out of combat position, and then you go back to the second-by-second beats of basic moves. Shoot cannons by getting into a scrap, try boarding by breaking in, negotiating turn. Like, that's very cool to me. And I like how they split it up like that. When your ship's crew outmaneuvers your opponent to put them in a bad position, roll plus speed. On a hit, you get your enemy right where you want them. Describe the opportunity. Didn't you say we're only gonna be here for a little bit? And yet here you are. Anyway, on a 7 through 9, the opportunity is short-lived. The fates will tell you what it takes to seize it. On a miss, your enemy pins you down instead. Fight your way out or surrender. Once again, I'm just really liking the significant consequences to that. Like you said, DS, engagement in a battle is dangerous, as it should be, and I'm glad that they aren't pulling punches with that. When your ship's crew waves the white flag and surrenders to another ship, cut losses and roll plus fortune. On a hit, you've convinced them to spare you. On a 7 through 9, they do some damage as they board. Choose what beloved feature of your ship doesn't survive. On a 10+, they're sympathetic. Okay, cool. On a 10+, they're sympathetic. Take +1 forward to parlaying with them as they board you. On a miss, your pleas fall on deaf ears. They can show you true cruelty as they claim your prize. Whew! I wanted to see your last ever video because you look half dead. I look half dead. I didn't realize I looked that bad. I'll be fine, I think. Anyways, navigate. When your ship's crew navigates to it's so funny. Hold up, I guess. That's so fucking funny. Anyway, When your ship's crew navigates towards a difficult or new destination, the navigator rolls Spitfire. On a 10 plus, you get there without trouble. The crew takes downtime during the journey, and the fates will tell you what strange sights you see on the way. On a 7 through 9, you encounter trouble on the journey and must contend with it before reaching your destination. On a miss, you face serious trouble that leaves you hopelessly lost. Tabletop ghoul. Oh no. Oh, that's great. Big fan of this as well. Dude, so far, honestly, I'm like very impressed by all of these. Specials. As time goes on, your crew will become more familiar with your ship. You'll invest time and money into it, and by doing so, make it more special. Specials are a way of representing this relationship. Specials all have a trigger unique to each ship playbook. This trigger allows you to begin using that special. When you activate a special's trigger, you can take the special immediately, and you can take the special as many as there are boxes. That's cool. Found family. That's what it's all about. Family. So it looks like these are just kind of like upgrades, I think, right? That makes sense. I think. Become pirate lords. That's cool. Where... Well, I guess we're getting to that. Underdogs. When your crew finishes a downtime spent in a public place with a renown of... Okay, cool. There we go. This is what I cared about. I don't really care about crew and car. Well, crew space tells you how big of a group of lackeys your ship can comfortably hold. Each size 1 group of lackeys takes up 1 crew space. If your lackey group size is... I'm curious as to what one, like a size 1 group of lackeys means, which I should probably just keep reading. The extra people are considered cargo. Bro. If you have a size 7 group of lackeys, but you only have 6 crew space, okay. That means someone has to go. Okay, cool. Any big thing. So, just circling back to what you asked, Chucky. Any big thing takes up 1 cargo. For every 1 extra cargo you have over the maximum, you take -1 to your speed. If your speed go below -2, you are dead in the water. Okay, here we go. Renown is a measure of your crew's reputation. How many enemies do you have? How many friends? How many people will curse your name? And how many will shiver at hearing it? If you have Renown, that means you're a player on the world's stage. Eyes are... Bro, this is literally just One Piece. I get it. I'll text him later. I have a buddy who's like obsessed with One Piece, and I think he needs to play this game. Renown begins at 0 and can rise up to 5. Every ship playbook gives you a different Renown chart, which describes what dramatic, provocative things you'll need to do to gain Renown. For instance, if a legend ship wishes to rise from Renown 1 to 2, you'll need to gain a new size 1 group of lackeys and defeat a powerful okay. So that's what this is. That's what this chart is. That makes sense. So, get more lackeys to get to... So, add a size 1 group of lackeys to your crew to get to Renown level 1. I assume that doesn't include what starts. And then to get to Renown level 3, you need to add yet another size 1 group of lackeys to your crew and defeat a powerful rival. And then to get to Renown level 3, you have to defeat a powerful rival, plunder an enemy stronghold. You have to do that again to get to 4. And then you need to become pirate lords to get to number 5, whatever that means. And then for the Ramshackle, succeed on a bounty or a job, steal a load of treasure, win a big ship fight by yourself. Okay, so this is like a lot more... Okay, that's actually really cool how they offer, like, these are 2 very different gameplay experiences. And, like, I know that it said that in, like, the forward, but I honestly thought that was kind of, like, flavor text. But these are, like, 2 very, like... A game with the Legend versus the Ramshackle would be 2 very, very different gameplay experiences, I think. And I think that's pretty cool. Once you have at least 1 Renown, begin using the Renown Pirates move when you finish a downtime in a public place. Okay, now I can read that. When the crew rolls 1d6, if your result is at or lower than your current Renown score, pick 1 boon and 1 unwanted attention. You may pick the same boon twice. If the result is higher than your current Renown, you've avoided all attention and boons for now. You have a new follower. They're loyal, inspired with 1 additional tag of the Fate's choice and will do whatever you ask of them. You've learned of new treasure. The Fates mark it with an X on the map. You may take one unwanted attention to mark it yourself, or even impress someone important. Gain one letter from them, or see with them, or pick a crewmate, blah, 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 blah. For unwanted attention, a bounty hunter shows up right now. Prepare for a fight. Okay. A powerful enemy knows you're here. You'll have to run, or you're cursed by mysterious forces. The Fates will tell you how to free yourself. Dude, this game fucks. Like, this is sick. Okay, shipwreck. Instead of a harm tally, ships have a wreck tally. If it's full, the ship is wrecked. Your ship can only be touched by weapons that have the wreck tag. Okay, that's cool. Maximum wreck is equal to a ship's wreck plus steadfast. Okay, so this is the shipwreck tab. Wow, what an absolute shocker. The legend can take more damage than the ramshackle. Who would have thought? Ship can have X armor, just like a crew member. Most ships don't start with armor unless it says in their kit. Whatever wreck isn't just an abstract measure of harm. Every point of wreck comes with a condition of the Fate's choice written on a blank. That's so cool. God, that's fucking awesome. I like that, honestly. Like, I don't know what else to say, but I like that. So Chucky, the quick start is free on Magpie's website. And this is part of the quick start. The quick start gets you this, the ship playbook, the crew playbook, and the moves sheet. I think it's one of their Ashcan games, which means they're still developing it. You can get the Ashcan bundle, which is this, and then 3 other games for like $30 on their website. But yeah, dude, you can totally download this for free. Like legally for free. Okay. I'm just gonna skip ahead because my brain's getting tired, if I'm being totally honest. Alright, downtime moves. These are downtime moves any crew member could pursue. If it makes sense in the fiction, you might also find unique downtime moves within individual playbooks. Alright, gamble, baby. Roll plus Spitfire on a hit, take 2 treasure. On a 10 plus, pick a Renown boon. Very cool. Tell the Fates what you did to get it. Carouse. When you carouse during downtime, spend 1 treasure and roll plus polish. On a hit, mark 3 luck. On a 10 plus, tell the Fates whether you made new friends or caught wind of an opportunity. Big fan. Describe it. On a miss, mark 1 luck, but you're over blah, 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 blah. Get the scoop. So that could be a good way to find out something about a heist. Make dubious friends. Tinker. Performer with... I'm also getting, I don't know if Ziggy's still in here, but I am definitely getting Sea of Thieves vibes from this game as well. Just like with the magical aspect. Oh, wait, what song is this? Like a fucking squirrel. Oh, more Orbis. Orbis slaps. NPCs. Alright, I don't care. Chapter 10. Okay, at the end of each session, ask the group, have you defeated an important foe, claimed a great treasure, or accomplished one of your characters? So, classic PbtA. This is something that, like, I wish D&D would incorporate, honestly. It's such a fucking great little system. Anyways, how do you receive experience? Whenever you get a roll result of 6 or lower, so whenever you fail a roll, classic PbtA. Whenever you get 3 bonds with someone... Okay, that's cool. Or during the chapter's end move, or if you fuck something up. Okay, so this is DM stuff. When you first set the map in front of your players. And then the appendix for common items. Alright. My brain's a little fried, so I'm not gonna go through all that. But I will say, I know, so at the beginning of this, I was like, oh, you know, it's low on my list of games that I want to play. But Beyonce's doing some hood rat shit. This game looks real, like, after reading the rules, this game looks like so much fucking fun, honestly. It looks like an absolute trip. And now I need to make a dedicated video for it, I think, at this point. And I definitely need to play it or run it or whatever. I'll probably run it. I prefer running anyways because it looks fucking sick. I don't know. I'm curious as to y'all's thoughts, which I will be able to read in like 10 minutes because broadcast delay is a real thing. Could respond to a text massage while I do that. All right. Anyways. Yeah, I think I need to arrange for... Well, first I need to hit my buddy who loves One Piece to see if he's trying to play, because he would... I don't know how into TTRPGs he... Like, he's sort of into TTRPGs, but I think he'd have a great time. It does look very... Like, I'm honestly very surprised. Just, but, like, I know I skipped over the GMing bit, whatever. But just from this, like, little 2-hour read-through, I'm pretty surprised by, like, the mechanics seem really solid, and, like, they're really fun mechanics. Like, I don't really know what I was expecting going into it, but the mechanics seem dope. And, sorry, I was distracted because Downscaper sent me something. For children? I don't know if it's for children, but alright. Anyways. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Thank you all for joining me as, I read through the rules. And my brain is tired, and I am going to go get some rest and hopefully not be sick anymore. Goodbye. Goodbye. Tell him he can play Road Orca Zero. He could be in. He can't. That's the best part. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh wait. I gotta do the thing. Sorry. I'm doing the thing. This is so obnoxious. And thank you so much for watching. Blah! Oh fuck! This is definitely gonna get taken down.